Well, a friend's helped me do some minor repairs. Driving around with this trailer, the battery gets moved around because it wasn't mounted in. And so, you know, there's still a lot of things that I need to learn how to do myself in terms of improving things in the trailer, making things a little bit more comfortable, getting more lighting in here. This is the battery here, and it's about to be repositioned here. I want to make a couple points on just the importance of knowing how to work with your hands. It helps to have a good instructor. And there's a lot more that I want to learn. But unfortunately, there's more than a few reasons why I parted ways with 8-Digit PDX, who helped give me some ideas. But as I've spoken about in other videos, you know, it's really about the way you talk to someone, whether or not a friendship continues, whether or not someone continues to come back to your house and work with you on projects. The idea when it comes to teaching, and not everybody's a good teacher, but some people are really good at things, is to be able to make it a positive experience. And I've had experiences with people, even martial arts teachers, who were really good at what they did, being big and bad, but when it came to actually teaching, I had this experience with someone else, there's a disconnect with actually recognizing someone's talents and abilities when people are in a egomaniac perspective. And so without picking on one particular person, I've noticed this with a number of individuals. They may be good at something, fighting, building, talking, maybe business, but as far as passing on those skills, I've met some people in this lifetime that don't know anything about being an actual teacher. So I'd like to keep working on this trailer. I'd like to work on other projects. I'd like to build another trailer like this with a friend or a couple of friends. It could even be a charitable project. I'm still looking for the right volunteer opportunities so I can stay busy, even during the winter, even when it's drizzling like this. You know, a couple people can have a great time doing a whole bunch of different things. There's so many different projects worthwhile when it comes to, you know, developing self-sufficiency living skills. You know, I still haven't actually connected a battery to a stationary bike. You know, but there's a lot of videos on YouTube on how to do this stuff. The problem for me is space, the space to do this and the space to do some of the media projects that I'd like to do. But that's something that may be resolved soon, and I'll be talking about in the coming video about the possibility that someone may be letting me use their extra space at their office for video production. But getting back to this project, the person that I had a falling out with said a lot of things like, oh, he didn't like to work, he didn't like to get his hands dirty. And actually, I got pretty dirty working on this project. I actually went through about 5 really good shirts. And you guys have seen me in the elements before in various videos, looking anything but pretty, and it's actually that dark, gruff, dirty look of Alex Ansary that ironically some people will call a drug addict or say looks like a junkie, simply because that day I may not have been well shaven or my hair may have been a little bit wild. But this is the thinking process that is really prevalent in today's society. Another thing is I lost the keys for this lock. So one of the things that's going to happen is I'm going to have to cut this and remove this. By the way, this is my friend Richard. And Richard, how do you like getting out of Los Angeles?
Oh, it was nice getting out of Los Angeles. Coming up here, nice trees. The energy is a lot different. Just feels more open space. In LA, it's, you know, you're in the San Gabriel Valley or those valleys, you know, and I lived right off the 10 freeway up in the Ontario, but it's just all one big place to live. It's nice, you know. I grew up there. I grew up in Covina, so that's my hometown. Ontario's only about 20 miles, about not even that, maybe 15 miles from Covina. So I lived right underneath the airport. Well, the airplanes used to fly right over our house, so that was really kind of interesting. But yeah, it just didn't feel good, and that's the reason I left about 10 years ago to come up to Portland, and then I went to moved around, and then I was in LA for a while. But I don't know. We'll see. So we'll see what happens.
We're going to talk with Richard again with more lighting Yeah, Richard comes back and forth between California and Oregon and Washington and other states, and you just came from Oklahoma, and now he's thinking about going to Canada. So, and he's living in his vehicle as he goes from place to place in style. So that's really cool. So that's basically a point that I want to make in this video, that, you know, I'm still looking for the right allies to build things, but a lot of things you just got to do yourself. So even though some things require space, and I am limited on that, I'm working with what I've got to work with. A couple other notes on the trailer. It seals up pretty well, but this gets big. It swells up when it rains, and it's still getting bigger. This thing has already been cut back 4 times. And so it requires a little bit of effort to close and open this. For the most part, I have these covered because I don't want to be bothered. I like to have decent sleep. I don't want any light pouring in, and I don't want to mess up the wiring system. For the most part, I just leave these in here until things change. Another thing that I've noticed on this trailer is it's starting to make a really squeaky sound. Right there. So, you know, it sounds like it's going to break, but I don't think it's going to break. But that's just one hell of a squeak. Maybe WD-40 will help. Maybe it's something else, but yeah, that's hardcore. As far as the bumper has held up. Unfortunately, my license plate is no longer there, so that's something that I'm gonna have to fix. This is an old sticker. I'm thinking about maybe I should get some stickers for the actual trailer. You know, give it a little bit of life, a little bit of happiness. And I really am grateful to the person that helped me build this. I'm going to go ahead and say that. The Alex O character, 8-digit PDX. That's why I'm saddened that things ended up the way that they did, with him accusing me of theft of tools because I don't want to deal with his abusive nature. And it's unfortunate he lost his tools, but I think that reflects more on his ability to pay attention and not leave his doors unlocked or whatever it was that, you know, resulted in the theft. Unfortunately, though, there's a number of survivalist types out there around the country that are on more the crazy side of things that will help you for the wrong reasons, and in reality they don't know how to maintain a friendship. Only an army of followers. The bumper is holding up, and I've had to have this retightened a couple times. Money is limited right now. I'm being very careful with my money. I spend very little. Of course, I do have to eat, and it's not always easy for me to just pull out the stove, you know, and start, you know, making bacon and eggs or, you know, tacos. But as things get colder, I'm going to try to buy more things from the grocery store that are normally meant to be refrigerated and take advantage of the colder temperatures that are coming up. Another little thing that got damaged here somehow, this got bent, so this is going to have to be pulled back. So overall, it's been a decent experience, and I haven't had a whole lot of problems with other people. Haven't had to deal with any thefts. Only allegations of theft directed towards me by this Alex O character. So it's an experience that still is in evolution. We'll see you in the next video.